Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Dave and today I'm going to be fitting some R G tank pads to my Kawasaki Ninja H2SX SE. It's a 2023 model, and if you go on R G's website and put in the make and the model and the year of your bike, you'll get specific items that come up just for your bike. Now from a tank pad point of view, I think most tanks are pretty much the same, maybe, so I would expect that these can be pretty generic, but when I put my make, model and year in on R G's website, these are the ones that came up. So I'm going to be putting these on my tank, but there's a specific reason why I'm putting tank pads on, and it may be not the reason you think. So tank pads, in my opinion, are not just there to look good on your tank. I actually don't think they look good because they cover the paintwork up on the tank. Now, if you've got crap paintwork, then fantastic, stick some tank pads on for that reason. But I bought these for a specific reason. I'm struggling. So I've had my bike probably 8 months now, 6 to 8 months, and I'm struggling with the lean over on the bike, and I'm getting pains in my wrists and in my elbows and pretty severe pain in my shoulders because I do hundreds of miles on it when I go out for a ride. So you may not think it, you may not know this, but these have a specific use. They're a simple invention, and in my opinion, if you've got achy wrists, arms, shoulders, whatever, if you put a set of these on, if you haven't already got them, it can help you a lot. So if your bike already has tank pads on, you may not actually realise what they're for. So let me just let you know. So forgive me if I'm teaching you to suck eggs and you already know this, and you just want to get on to me installing these, then obviously skip ahead. But if you've got tank pads on your bike, or you're wondering why people put tank pads on the bike, so on a sport bike, when you're leaning over on the sport bike, if you don't do anything else and just lean over onto the handlebars, all of the weight is on your wrists, and it travels through your elbows when you go over bumps, and you start jerking on your shoulders, and eventually you will tear tendons in your shoulders, which is what I've done, and they take 4 to 8 months to repair themselves, and if they're seriously bad, you have to have an operation. So the reason tank pads are on a bike, obviously they're there to protect your paint. So when your knees are naturally, meeting the tank in that little dip on the tank, you're rubbing up and down all over the gloss that's on there, the clear coat, whatever it's called, and eventually you're going to make it dull and probably wear it out and even scratch it. And the touring clothes that I've got, they're quite harsh. The main reason, in my opinion, for a tank pad is to actually alleviate some of the pain that you get through your hands and your arms and your shoulders on a bike that's slightly more leaned over than you would like. So as I said, I'm struggling on my H2SX, so this is the first thing that I'm going to do to try and help with that. So the reason why these will help you if you put tank pads on your bike, or if you've got them, is because once the pads are on, you've no longer got the worry of scratching your paint and taking that clear coat off and making it dull. So from that point on, when you understand that the weight, most of your weight should be on your knees, tucked into the tank and dipped in, and off your wrists and off your arms, you'll have a lot better riding experience. I've got a brand new H2SX SE, like I said, and subconsciously I'm always thinking that I'm going to scratch it. So even when I bite the bullet and go, no, I'm just going to dip my knees in the tank, subconsciously I'm thinking I'm going to ruin my tank. So naturally, and without realizing it, I'm not doing it, and all of the weight, or 90% of the weight, is down on my wrists, my arms, my shoulders, and because of that, I've caused myself a lot of discomfort and a lot of pain. With tank pads on, that should go away. So I shouldn't be worried anymore about jamming my knees into the tank when I'm coming to a stop or going down a hill and slowing down. also when you're going over potholes, use your knees in the tank. So putting these on your bike, or if you've got them, they're there for you to use your knees to take the weight off your wrist. Your wrist should be quite floppy and loose, really. So if you find that you're riding around tensed up and you know, most of the weight's on your wrist, try dipping your knees into the tank, just like you would riding a horse. You would ride the horse with your knees, pretty much your legs and thighs, and you would, on the reins, you would be quite loose on the reins. I hope I'm explaining this okay. But I did this on my VFR. So the bike I had before this was a VFR 800. I had exactly the same problem. I had a bad neck, bad arms. The minute I put tank pads on the bike and started to use them with my knees, all of the pain in my arms went away. So I'm going to do the same on my H2SX, and hopefully that's going to help me big time with the problems that I've got at the moment. All right, so let's get this bike washed, because we went out on New Year's Day and we went through floods and all kinds of stuff. It looks like I've just dragged it out of a pond. I think a couple of the lads drew penises on it as well and smiley faces. It was that dirty. So let's go give the bike a wash and let us stick these on the bike. All right, I'll catch you in a bit. So let's get it on. So I'll move the bike outside because apparently the sun's going to come out, but it's 3 degrees. It is freezing out here, but this is the best place to do it, I think. So this is what you get from R&G. You get a polythene bag with a hard cardboard in it. You get your fitting instructions on the back, which are quite simple. And in there you get, for my bike, you get 4 pads. So you get one for the tank and one for sort of the bit underneath the tank, but you might only get 2 for your bike, which is fine. Just be aware, if you do get the 4, they're matching pairs, so make sure you get the right one to the right one, if you know what I mean. So on the tank pad here, on mine, you'll see that there's a hole in there, and in the little bag there you can see there's some R&G emblems which will go in that hole when it's on the tank. I'll just pop them in there. Also in the little bag you get your alcohol wipes, and that's to make sure you get all the chemicals from washing the bikes. I've just washed the bike, the soap's got chemicals in it, so use an alcohol wipe to really give that area a thorough clean. Okay, I think you also get a few R&G stickers in there. So my bike, obviously my knees are going to go in here on the tank, but they also contact with this plastic here underneath the tank, and Kawasaki have already put a little sort of hard plastic, I'm sure that's stuck on though, I hope so, knee pad there, but they've missed one off here, which is a bit strange. So I'm going to actually take that off, because when I put these on it will actually cover that like that. So the last thing I want is to see another one underneath this one, if that makes sense. So that one will go there, and then the top one will go there like that, something like that. It's a little bit hit and miss with these. It's really difficult to get them on straight. I remember with my VFI it drove me mad. So it's sort of suck it and see, but luckily if you go on the R&G website there'll be a picture of your bike with these pads on, so you can actually see how they think it should be fitted to the bike. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this off, and I'm going to do that with a hairdryer. So I'm going to warm this area up to warm the glue up, and then hopefully I'll be able to peel that off. And there you go. So if you get some sticky left on there, just like blue tack, that's going to be really hard to get off. So if you warm up the back of what was on there and just start tapping it on, then it should come off a little bit. It should help you out. There you go. I think that's about as much as I'm going to get off with this. So I'm going to give that a clean up and then go and do the other side. Okay, so I'll give it a good clean. I'm going to get my provided alcohol wipe and get all the contaminants off there. And also off the tank. And do the same on the other side. And there we go. That's as clean as it's going to get, I think. That's it, it's ready to accept the new tank pads. See if we can get them on straight. So according to the picture on mine, I don't know if you can see that, the tank pad actually goes nearly up to the seat and nearly all the way to the bottom. So it's going to go somewhere like that. Now that was really easy to just plonk it on there like that. But of course when you've got the sticky on the back and you're trying to do, you can't do it like that. You've got to sort of roll it on. So it's going to be a bit of suck it and see. Hopefully I get it straight with this bottom line though. That's the important thing here, I think, is to get it uniform all the way around there. But let's give it a go. So to do this, you do the exact same process as I did taking that sticker off. You warm the back of the tank pad up, get it nice and warm so the glue activates and gets nice and tacky, and also warm up your tank as well. It does say use a heat gun on the instructions, but I wouldn't advise doing that because you could deform all your plastics, and obviously you could wreck the paint or the clear coat. So just do what I did, just get a hairdryer and just lightly warm it up until it's nice and warm, this warm as well, and then when you put it on there it'll stick, no problem at all. Okay, here we go. It looks good. Maybe not. Okay, so now I've got it in place. What I want to do now is just heat it up again. Get nice and hot. And then push it down firmly. And there we go. So you want to pay particular attention to the edges so no rain gets down there or any moisture. Make sure the edges are well stuck down. Right, let's put the emblem in and job done. This is the tough one to get straight. So it's got R and G on it. Job done. Right, let's tackle this one. Okay, so for this one, on the picture, it's that way round. It can't go the other way around, of course. But it's got sort of a curved edge here and a straight one at the bottom. But my cover here isn't curved, so it looks slightly different to the picture. So it's going to end up somewhere like that, I think. Somewhere like that, but it's going to have this curve showing. Which is a bit of a shame, to be honest. I thought that would match the straight edge that's there on my cover, but it doesn't. But hey ho, as long as it saves the paint, eh? So let's get this on. I think that's about it. It's a bit of a suck it and see one now. I don't like the fact that it's not straight here, but it'll do the job. I didn't want to go any further up because then I'm into this curve, it goes in, and this would have trouble sticking in there. I think it would always be coming out. So I think that's about where it should be. Let's get it heated up. Right, let's get the little emblem in. Well, they've gone on fine. That looks good. I'm going to now go and do the other side. All right, wish me luck. See you in a sec. So there you go. It's going to take about 48 hours for the glue to fully dry, but that doesn't mean you can't go out and use your bike. Just means the glue's going to set better and better over the next couple of days. So hopefully that is now going to give me, so I'll be dipping my knees in the tank now. Your knees sort of go here when I'm on this bike, so that's why there's two. So subconsciously before, as I said, I was worried about scratching this lovely beautiful mirror ball paint. That should now stop me thinking about it and get the weight off my wristies. There's the other side. Well, there you go. So I'm going to call that job done, and I'll see you in the next vid. Thanks very much for watching. I hope this helped you out. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. But if you don't worry about it. You're all welcome. All right, you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next vid. Bye-bye.